Hey everyone, today we're going to be working on some gas line replacement. And at the time I'm recording this video, it's a little over a week before Christmas, and I think it's going to end up posting just after Christmas. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. So why am I doing a gas line replacement? So there's a few reasons, and also why am I choosing to do this project now? So I noticed, well, actually, ever since I bought this house, I've been noticing there's this weird ticking noise near the gas meter. And I had sprayed all the joints, I couldn't find a leak. The RG&E came and they did a leak test and they couldn't find any leak. So I kind of just chalked it up, and I don't smell any gas either. So I kind of just chalked it up to it's like water seeping through the foundation or something making this noise. But so a few days before the plumber came to do the sump pump work, I investigated it further, and I actually did find there is a very, very tiny leak. And I will show you that in a moment. And my plumber, he quoted me on replacing the parts that are near where that leak is to take care of that. But I actually want to replace all the lines after it for other reasons. So the main reason is the trunk line right now is only 3/4 inch pipe, and I want to upsize that to 1 inch pipe because I'm eventually going to tie in a gas dryer, and I don't think 3/4 is going to be big enough considering the fact that the water heater and furnace are on that leg of where I need to put the dryer. So I want to upsize that to 1 inch to make sure that I have a proper flow. And I'm just want to put it forth right now that I am no gas expert. This is just for informational purposes only. I'm no expert here. But take that as you will. And another reason I'm doing this now is because since I'm having the plumber come in tomorrow to take care of the actual minor leak, he can actually check my work because I'm not actually going to have this inspected, which again, that's my prerogative. But I know I can do good work that won't leak. So I will show you how I'm going to do everything. But for starters, let me show you this leak. It is very minor. So I'm going to be very quiet for a moment, and I'm going to let you listen, and listen for a slight ticking sound. I'm hoping the camera picks that up. It's as quiet as I can get it in here, but that's the noise that I've been hearing. So what I got is my soapy water mix, and I am going to spray the joint where it is. And hopefully you can see the bubbles that are starting to form. I'll get you zoomed in really close here so you can, just in case. Right there at the back of that joint. Right there. So what the plumber is actually going to do, he said that he plans to cut the pipe roughly somewhere here, put a union in, thread the piece here, put a union in, and replace everything back to the shutoff. Which I really like that. I feel that if I call RG&E, they're probably just going to try to tighten this up and call it a day, where all these fittings are pretty rusty. This one's actually galvanized when it should be black iron. So he's going to replace all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by shutting off the gas. Grab my wrench. Now the gas is off, and how I'm going to let the line purge is my hot water heater has a pilot, and when the pilot is lit, the LED will blink. Like that. And I'm going to wait till the pilot goes out and that LED stops blinking. So when that happens, I will know that there's no more pressure in the line. So I'm going to wait for that to happen, and I will be back. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. It took a lot longer than I expected, actually, for that pilot to go out. But it did. So before I start, let me do a quick showing of what the current piping looks like. That's for the water tank. Goes up and into the 3/4. On the other side, for the furnace. And we got another piece of galvanized over here I'm going to replace with black iron. This is 3/4 up. And it ends with an elbow to the trunk. And this is where I want to extend it past for the dryer. And the trunk otherwise goes down into the main, but we also have a extension for the former stove that goes up here, and the stove needs to move too, so that's another reason I need to pull all this out. So my plan is we're going to start pulling out the old line because it's in my way for installing the new line, and we will go from there. So give me a moment. I'm going to put on some rubber gloves. The only reason I'm doing that is because I found working with gas line, it's the new gas line has got like an oil coating, and old gas line is rusty. So your hands get pretty black, pretty dirty, and it's a pain to clean your hands repeatedly, and they kind of dry out your hands. So I'm going to put some gloves on to just help with that. I'm sure there's better options than rubber gloves, but I have rubber gloves and they're handy, so I will be right back. All right, getting gloved up, and I don't think I can interact with the camera with the rubber gloves. Maybe I can, but all right. So the first plan is let's remove the line to the former stove. Better leverage. It's being a little harder to unscrew than I was expecting. Let me see if I can go upstairs and unscrew that from upstairs. And I'm going to try the rubber gloves. Apparently I can interact with the camera with rubber gloves, but there is the line that went to the stove. Faint smell of methane. All right. Basically, we're just removing everything in the opposite order it was installed. That part's the old stove. my giant adjustable pliers are not big enough for that. So use a pipe wrench. Oh man. It's moving. Just barely, but it moved. Oh man. Ooh, wow. This piece is important. Gotta reuse that one. All right. I may need to reuse this piece. least this one's on the ground. I can use my weight. All right. Oh, I had that pointing so high you couldn't see me removing it on the floor. Sorry about that. Next, we focus on the appliances, disconnecting them. Here's the other wrench. This comically giant adjustable wrench I got from Harbor Freight, specifically for removing munions from gas lines. And it works pretty well. This other wrench needs some attention. If I can spin that off in one piece. Kind of. Hold it from up above. Man, these are tight. Wait a minute, is that tightening? Yeah, that was tightening. No wonder it's tough. There we go, that's better. easier to get disoriented than this. Okay. Set that aside. Oh man, I'm terrible at aiming the camera today. Sorry about that. Let's see what we could do over here. Alright, I'll actually re-aim the camera this time. Oops. Squeeze my ladder in here. pipe hanger in the center and a pipe hanger at this end. So tight fit. All right, old pipe is out of the way. All right, and I already ripped the glove. So I'm gonna take a few minute break, get a new set of gloves, and I'll be back. All right, we are ready to start rebuilding some piping. So the first thing I want to do is we're reusing this piece, and I want to clean off some of the old hardened putty they used. So what I got is a drill with a wire brush on it. that as clean as possible. All right, let's see, that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to use for all of the pipe dope for all of this is Megalock sealant. This is the bluish gray stuff. I am going to double check here to make sure that it's okay for gas, but I'm pretty sure it is. Acids, air, butane gas, caustic alkalis, cutting oils, diesel fuel oil, ethylene glycol, natural gas, nitrogen, petroleum solvents, potable water, propane, propylene, propylene glycol, steam lines, water, hot or cold, and more. So I'm going to mix this stuff up to kind of separate it a little. So in the past, I've made the mistake of using the cheaper gray stuff, thread sealant for gas lines, and I found it to be rather watery, and I also found it to be it was basically too thin, so it didn't work that great as a thread sealant, because that eventually it would seal up initially, but then I kept having leaks in the lines as it remained pressurized. So I've moved away from that stuff to use this stuff. So we're going to apply a nice thick layer to here, filling in all the threads. See me? Then I'm going to install a shutoff valve right after after it comes in. So this is basically going to become my new main shutoff, and I'm going to point it down, even though it probably should be pointed up, because if I have it pointed up, someone might use it as a hanger and accidentally shut the gas off. So that's how I'm going to choose to install it. So give me a moment, I'm going to tighten this up on the ground. All right. That is super tight. Actually, I'll just kind of dry fit this at the moment. So now I need to figure out what pieces I need to add a union in there. might be too tall. It might be close. These are 10 inches. And then the inch piece. All right, well, let's do this. And then actually, that is going to be spot on perfect. Might be a touch low actually, but we will make that work. By the time that's cranked down, that'll be just below the ceiling height, which is exactly what I want. And then we're going to take this piece and skirt it over here, and the pipe will come across. And this is the complicated part. Once we're done with this, hopefully everything should fly. All right, so let's take this all apart. And assemble this on the ground. Over here to where we're gonna, I suppose, dedicate our mess to, because the thread sealant is a little messy. And I'm also gonna get a stool to sit on. All right. threads. Rag. Try to clean up a little bit of this. Get this as tight as we possibly can. Ah. One more. Ah, that ought to do it. Just point you back over at the meter. There's this sealing washer that we don't want to forget. should put that on here first. Yep. All right. Let's start assembling some more. Pipe wrench. Oh, it's already down there. So what I'm trying to do is put it on like the outer 4 or 5 threads, because the rest will squeeze out to fill the rest of the threads as you tighten the fitting. And I'm also trying not to get any on the, or minimize how much I get on the lip. Then you have pipe thread sealant in your pipe. Again, what I'm trying to do is just basically fill up the threads, make sure it's actually in the threads. And when we're all done, we will clean up these joints. Sump pump is running. I'm sure there are fancier tools, better ways of clamping all of this stuff. But I don't have those. We're basically just using brute force. All right, let's go back up here. All right, so here is a plumbing trick that I've seen online. I don't know if I've actually tried it before, but they've recommended putting pipe dope on your union. And this supposedly has several benefits. One is it will help prevent leaks. Two is it will kind of lubricate the joint, and it will allow you to tighten your joint better. And it'll also act as a anti-seize compound. So if you ever need to remove your union in the future, it won't be stuck from rust. Alright, so basically put a light coating on the threads there, a light coating along the seal. And we're, at the moment, just going to keep that hand tight. We're reusing this pipe. There's a little bit of old thread sealant and rust. We'll clean it up. Clean this end up too. And so for better or for worse, I'm going to leave that joint alone and I'm going to reuse it, that elbow. The reasoning is that's been on there for a really long time. You saw how hard it was for me to remove the other pieces that were 1 inch. So I think it's going to be fine. So let's... Worst case is it leaks once we get all this back together, and we need to take it apart and redo it. I'll take this down and once again I'll tighten it up on the ground. hair too much. It's something that's not recommended is backing off a thread. Oh man, that is. Right there, I think. All right, well, while we're down on the ground, plan for the other side. Is actually one of these over. Open, I think. Yeah. Use up the open one just in case it needs to be returned. And there's a tag on it. Remove that. All right. So the plan for this side is I'm going to put another shutoff over here and then another union, and it will go off to the stove. Actually, I'm correct about that. Another shutoff, then a T. And then the stove. So we're doing this. And my reasoning for putting this T here is a potential future expansion, just in case anything or anyone in the future ever wants to do anything, such as put in a full house generator. It is completely ready for that. I'm putting a valve here so you can shut off before the generator, and basically I'll have a union over here so you can disconnect it, piping over here, without having to undo everything from up to the future stove. But yeah, that's this plan here. So let's get all of this put together. I'm gonna go another round. And we'll leave that one just shy of tight. is nicely in line. A tiny bit more. I like it. So I guess we will put in our reducer for the future oven. And lastly, our cap. put a new layer of sealant on the union since I messed with it so much. Oh, this part is starting to get heavy. Leave that just a tiny bit loose. Maybe I won't, because then I'm going to have a harder time threading that long piece in. All right, I'm really liking this. In theory, that should be the hardest part. So now let's tackle the long piece. I did notice that had some junk at the end, so I'm going to brush that off real quick with the drill. There we go. I think it was just some hardened cutting oil. And on this end, we're going to install a union. You can hear either fire trucks or ambulances going off in the background. right. About time for a new glove for me. All right, so drill. So I'm going to see if you can see everything. Kind of. I'm going to put the thread sealant on the pipe down here. Alright, so now what my plan is, I am going to get a pipe hanger and a hammer. Moment. All right. So, ooh, almost dropped it. I'm going to be using these J hook pipe hangers. So my plan is I'm going to lift this pipe into place, thread it in lightly, and put the joist hanger in. I'm having a hard time getting that to catch. So let me throw a joist hanger in approximately where it needs to go. Come back over here. And get the thread. I need to twist that down just a tiny hair, I think. Oh man. Might need to bring this piece back down on the ground to do that. Felt like it was cross-threading. Okay, let's try a different tactic. Since we can. Okay. Well, my gloves are nearly destroyed. Okay, I like the looks of that. Oh, geez, I forgot to point the camera up. I'm sorry. All right, so we got the pipe up there. It's basically connecting this pipe to that pipe was giving me some fits, so I ended up disconnecting the union. So I had this piece free floating. I screwed it in and then stuck it back up. Okay, so now what I want to do is tighten up that pipe. Hold it this way. Tighten it this way. All right. All right, I think it's time for a break. My gloves are destroyed. And I need to take a break because that's a lot of have to know stuff. So, yeah, I'll be back. Alright, so I just took a quick break and I just realized that this video is already a couple hours long. So I think I am going to stop this one here and I will pick up in another video. So thanks for watching, everyone.